Hey, what's up everybody? Jake here and welcome to the hobby. Today we're checking out the brand new Chaos Rising booster box. These are going for roughly $250 on the secondary market, which is about $100 above the MSRP, which is roughly $160 to $170 if you're lucky enough to get one from the Pokemon Center. Hopefully I did. I can't recall if I actually was able to purchase one during the very short Chaos Rising pre-order window for the Pokemon Center, but we are going to be ripping open all 36 booster packs in today's video and seeing what we get inside. Our goal is going to be looking for two of the big chase cards, which is going to be the Mega Ultra Rare Greninja, the gold card, very, very shiny, very, very gold, as well as the SIR counterpart, which is probably going to be the better chase of the two. Obviously, the SIR is really, really gorgeous. The Mega Ultra Rare is very pretty as well. I think they're both really strong chase cards out of the gate. Both copies in a PSA 10 graded. It's probably going to be, I don't know, like $2,000 or something ridiculous. I'm always waiting to see whoever's going to buy the very first graded copies of one of these cards, because they usually pay an exorbitant premium to be the first person to purchase one. Some people take that as a badge of honor. Personally, I do not. Your odds of pulling a special illustration rare is roughly one in every single, I would say 70 to 80-ish booster packs. So roughly you're going to see an SIR in every 2 to 3 booster box. There's our very first hit, the Crocodile EX. Man, these cards really do kind of remind me of the XY era EXs. Those were the days and still are. If you don't want to rip open Chaos Rising, which is very... Oh my goodness! No! No shot! Oh, there's only one gold card in this whole entire set. And oh man, if I show this to my buddies later, my buddy Rob's gonna freak out. This is our very first Mega Ultra Rare pull that I've ever gone from any Mega Evolution set. Transformation Tome, Avalugg, Chestnut Holographic Reverse. Give it to me! Oh, check that out! Mega Greninja EX. Oh, our very first Mega Ultra Rare pull ever. Man, that is super, super cool. Third booster pack. It's about time. I've never pulled anything good from Phantasmal Flames. I didn't pull anything good from Perfect Order. No, I did pull a Mega Lucario EX SIR from Mega Evolution base, so it's been a while. We didn't get anything good from Ascended Heroes. It was about time. This is my very first Mega Ultra Rare ever, guys. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. The centering's not perfect. Certainly not a BGS 10, but very, very solid card. There you go. So, wow. I was about to name this video, is it worth it to open up a Mega Evolution Chaos Rising booster box? There's really only two big hits inside of the whole entire set, which is the SIR version as well as the Mega Ultra Rare version. Those are the only two big hits inside of the whole entire booster box. The other SIRs are pretty cool too. You know, the Dralgy, something like that. I never know how to pronounce that Pokemon. The other one is the Cincino. I think the Cincino is really cool as well. There's other SIRs, but those would be the four that I'd be like really excited to pull from Chaos Rising. And those are going to be the four that you're going to be looking inside of a booster box. Your odds of pulling, like I said, an SIR is roughly around one in every 2.5 booster box. You're going to pull yourself one big chase card, and it could be the Mega Greninja, or it could be just about anything else, you know, some other really weak SIR. So your odds are very low, so I want you to keep that in mind. Obviously, if you rip open a booster box, the current expected value of a Chaos Rising booster pack is roughly 40% of whatever you pay for it. So if you pay $250 plus for a Chaos Rising booster box, then you basically need to expect that you're going to get yourself roughly like maybe an $80 worth in pulls on average. Now, every now and again, and I really do mean every now and again, because like I said, I've been ripping open a lot of booster packs, guys, and this is our very first Mega Ultra Rare pull. It only took us 6 sets into the Mega Evolution line. Am I counting right? At least 5. I am also counting Ascended Heroes because Ascended Heroes does also have Mega Ultra Rare. It has the Mega Ultra Rare Charizard. And I've ripped open well over 100 booster packs of Ascended Heroes, and I've never pulled even a single SIR. I'm even worse when it comes to the Prismatic Evolutions luck, but that's what happens once you ripping up booster packs is on average, you gotta hit something eventually. So I'm excited to finally, get a really strong hit, and it just so happens to be Chaos Rising. Is two big chase card enough to keep Chaos Rising above water compared to a lot of other sets? It's a very decent set, I'm going to be honest. You don't need a lot of big chase cards to make a set strong. Jumbo Ice Cream! I also pulled this inside of Ninja Spinner, which is the Japanese equivalent of Chaos Rising, and I actually really like Ninja Spinner as well. For the same price of a single Chaos Rising booster box, you can get yourself 3 Ninja Spinner booster box, and I honestly think 3 Ninja Spinner booster box is probably going to be a lot better value than a single Chaos Rising booster box. And the big reason why is that from 3 Ninja Spinner booster box, you're going to get yourself 9 illustration rares, and that is guaranteed. Every single booster box of Chaos Rising comes with 3 illustration rare, and you also get yourself 3 guaranteed secret rare. So 3 secret rares inside of 3 Ninja Spinner booster box is probably a lot better than roughly a 40% chance of pulling any random SIR or secret rare inside of Chaos Rising. It's going to be up to you which one you think are going to be. Ooh, look at that, the double Crobat pack. Oh, that is super cool. Crobat's been getting quite a bit of love. If you guys didn't know, the Crobat line is actually my favorite Pokemon line by far. Some people think it's Pikachu, like some people think Pikachu is my favorite Pokemon. Pikachu is not my favorite Pokemon, and I do collect a lot of Pikachus, but that's mainly because Pikachu just happens to have the coolest cards. I mean, there's so many cosplay Pikachus and Poncho Pikachus, so that's why I collect a lot of Pikachus. It just so happens that the Pikachu line has, by far, the coolest cards. But overall, my favorite line is by far the Crobat line. I love the Crobat line. I just love speed. I've always been a fan of speedsters, so obviously Crobat is a very fast Pokemon, but I'm also, a fan of anything that's fast, like the Flash. I like the Flash. All right, moving on to our next booster pack. We got ourselves Roxy's Performance Deoxys, Donphan Holographic Reverse, Golbat Holographic Reverse into the Magnetic Energy. We were just talking about this on the Card Lounge podcast, but I am not a huge fan of them putting holo rare energies into the holo rare slot, the gold rare slot, or the fancy slot. That really should be given to Pokemon's Remoraid Holographic Reverse, Phantom Holographic Reverse into the Mega Floetta EX. Obviously, Floetta is also getting an SIR inside of Chaos Rising, probably one of the weaker ones. I think 2 big chase cards is all that Chaos Rising is going to really need. If you look at a set like Twilight Masquerade, which is, I would say, a much weaker set than even Chaos Rising, a lot of people still like Twilight Masquerade. It's a completely fine set. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And the funny thing is that a lot of people remember Twilight Masquerade as the Greninja set, when Greninja is nowhere on the pack or the booster box. Twilight Masquerade is really meant to be the Ogerpon set, and it's so funny that the top chase card is Greninja rather than any of the Ogerpon. In fact, if you pull an Ogerpon, you're probably not very happy. Again, the other problem with Chaos Rising is that it's a very small set, which I already made note of in our ETB review, is that if you rip open a couple of booster packs of Chaos Rising, you're going to see a lot of the same Pokemon again and again and again. Like, there's so many Deoxys and Skuntank, and ooh, the Froakie line. Yeah, there we go. That's another really cool illustration rare. Man, this is a god box if I've ever seen one. Not only did we pull the Mega Ultra Rare Greninja, but these illustration rares are probably the best ones inside of the set. The Crobat and the Froakie are exactly what I'm chasing. So yeah, if you come to a set like Chaos Rising, after opening up a couple of booster packs, you end up getting pretty bored because there aren't that many lines of Pokemon. Like, again, like, you're going to see multiple copies of Deoxys, multiple copies of Ninetales. The fact that, like, look at this, Bubbly Energy double combo. Like, that's going to happen really, really repeatedly. And I think because of these sets being incredibly small, I don't think you're going to have a lot of fun ripping open a ton of Chaos Rising. It's not like a set like Ascended Heroes where you can actually have a kind of like a pack opening parties with your friends. Like if you all come over and you have like 100 booster packs of Ascended Heroes, ripping them all open with your friends might be a lot of fun. I just can't imagine that's the same with a set like Chaos Rising. It's just way too small. You end up seeing Deoxys, Crobat, Goodra again and again and again. And after a while, you get bored. Like, my goodness, I feel like I'm having a little bit of deja vu with these packs, you know? It's such a small set. Like, we're seeing Vulpix again and again and again. So once you rip open a couple of booster packs, which is fun, like, I'm not complaining. I think Chaos Rising is a lot of fun to rip open a couple booster packs of. I don't think you need to open a lot of it. And I do think that absolutely helps the longevity of collecting a set like this because it makes it a lot easier to collect. You don't have to rip open a ton of booster packs because God knows they are so incredibly expensive right now to rip open any booster packs of. So you can get pretty much the whole entire Chaos Rising experience, albeit minus all of the SIRs, with like 8 to 10 booster packs, you know? You really don't need more to get all the commons and uncommons for sure. And after that, basically, you're going to want to purchase singles because within a single booster box, I think we're probably going to see, I don't know, it probably looks to be around like a dozen Ninetales, a dozen Deoxys. It's a lot of the same Pokemon. And I still remember a lot of people being really annoyed with smaller set sizes. I remember when Champion's Path was called Machamp's Path because you end up seeing so many Machamps inside of Champion's Path that it feels like you get a Machamp inside of every single booster pack. So I do think once you rip open Chaos Rising, you're going to experience something a little bit similar. So you don't need to open much. I think like even one booster box, like I'm very happy with this. This is a really cool, strong booster box, you know. If I don't pull a Mega Ultra Rare, that's okay. If I don't pull an SIR, that's okay. It wasn't really expected anyway. So that's why it's a pleasant surprise when you do pull something that's really big because it doesn't happen that often. But after one booster box, like I'm happy. Like I don't need to see any more magnetic energy or bubbly energy. And I think that makes it so that it does lower the hype for a set like this. I don't think booster boxes of Chaos Rising are going to stay at $250 at release. If it's anything like Perfect Order, I do think the prices on booster boxes of something like Chaos Rising is probably going to drop to maybe even like below the $200 as people really try to sell a lot of it because they don't want to be sitting on something that is currently dropping in price. So yeah, sets like Perfect Order, you know, aren't really selling. People are kind of done with it. You know, if you open up Perfect Order, you might have pulled something good, you might not have, but you're probably not super excited to rip open another booster box of Perfect Order. Certainly not at $200 plus a booster box, with the expected value being basically 20 cents for every dollar that you spend. Wow, that is some poor centering on that Beedrill. I'm going to probably give this to my buddy Rob. I know he's a big Beedrill fan, so that's probably going to him. We'll probably show off the Mega Greninja EX on the next Card Lounge pod, something like that. That'll be certainly cool. In general, like I said, it definitely cools down some of the hype. There's still a lot of excitement. That's why a set like Perfect Order and Chaos Rising is probably going to stay at above $200. But because these sets are generic enough, I don't think people are going to need to rip open a ton of it, you know? I think people like GameStop are probably going to be sitting on a lot of ETBs. If I want ETB of Perfect Order, I can go to my GameStop right now, and they're currently selling them at $99 in ETB, which is why they're also sitting on store shelves, because who's buying an ETB from GameStop at $100, you know? Maybe like someone who knows nothing about Pokemon card collecting. They might want to pick up one of those, but beyond those people, no one else is certainly buying any of those. We got ourselves Esper, Chespin, Metagross. Gosh darn it, we probably are seeing a repeat of everything. Wow, 2 full art EX. Gourgeist EX. Wow, that is really, really cool. 2 full arts, a Mega Ultra Rare, and 2 illustration rares so far. This is a very strong booster box showing from from this very first booster box. And yeah, I'm pretty much done with Chaos Rising. I don't really expect to rip open any more of this set. I'm not going to be hunting for it. I'm not going to be going to my local Target or Walmart to purchase anymore. If I didn't even pull the Greninja EX, my situationship would have stayed the same, right? I'm happy with this set. It was fun to rip open one booster box of it. I think a lot of people are going to feel similar, is that if they can rip open a couple of booster packs, they're cool with it. If they pull something good, then that's great. If they didn't, oh well, they're moving on with their lives, you know. Again, Vulpix, Weedle, Sliggoo, the same couple of commons and uncommons again and again. Hey, there we go, another Crobat Holo Rare. 5 more booster packs to go. We really want to see just one more illustration rare. It knows, like, it probably sounds like I'm nitpicking here, but on average, inside of a booster box, you typically want to see 3 illustration rare. Whether we get that 3rd illustration rare, it doesn't matter as much because obviously we've already made back the full value of this whole entire booster box. I think some people in the comment section are probably going to say, hey Jake, there's like 3 forms of the Deoxys inside of this set, so that's why you're seeing so many Deoxys. I get it, you know. It doesn't change the fact that you're seeing a very small, limited list of Pokemons again and again and again. Like I said, another Weedle, another Golbat, a lot of the same Pokemon. Let's see if we can pull ourselves just one more. This has got to be my 8th Ninetales or something. Special red card. Ooh, Mega Greninja EX. All right, 3 more booster packs to go. I'd like to see one more illustration rare, although we can't ask for any more after pulling what is potentially maybe like the most expensive card inside of the set. It's either the Mega Ultra Rare Greninja or the SIR Greninja. I personally would prefer the SIR version. I think that card is gorgeous, but I'm certainly not complaining. Hey, look, it's another Deoxys. Way to go. That's the speedy one, right? Skrelp, Baltoy, into Chestnut. Wow, I don't think we've seen a Chestnut yet. Maybe we did within the first 2 or 3 packs. That's all a blur ever since we pulled the Greninja. But 2 more packs to go. Let's see if we can pull ourselves an illustration rare or not. 1 more illustration rare, just so we can show off this set. I'm going to have to tell the Pokemon company to send me worse boxes, or else everyone thinks that they're sending me 2 goods one. All booster boxes, regardless whether you buy it, are all Oh my goodness! No! Shut the front door. The Mega Greninja EX. Shut the front door. What a god box, man. What a god box. I purchased this one from my local game store, by the way. This one did not came from the Pokemon Center. The ones from the Pokemon Center probably won't ship for like another 5 days. Shut the front door. What a god box that is. Wow. Haven't had good luck like this in a while. I need to buy a lottery ticket. I need to make sure lightning doesn't strike twice on me or something crazy. We got ourselves Skuntank, Deoxys, Prism Tower, Watchog holographic reverse, Delphox holographic reverse, into a Trevenant. Wow, that is really cool. I don't think I've ever gone well, have I ever gone to it? I have gone some really crazy pulls before. The closest one I can think of is when I pulled 2 SIRs out of 4 Shrouded Fable booster packs from a single collection. Like, it's absolutely possible. There are people out there that have pulled 2 God booster packs from Ascended Heroes inside of a single booster bundles. Crazy stories can happen. So yeah, really cool Chaos Rising booster box. Absolutely, probably my best booster box in a very, very long time. This one is hard to compete with. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much. Hope you guys get some good hits inside of your own Chaos Rising booster box. And I'll see you guys next time.